just can't help but smile. What wonderful words to hear. Just amazing. I typed some stuff up. Obviously, I wasn't expecting those. I mean, you never know what to expect. So, absolutely wonderful words and very meaningful, nonetheless. Very meaningful. What I prepared was just in the sense that I've lived in various cities around the world: Columbus, Boston, Sydney, Jerusalem, and many friends, colleagues, and family have asked, "Why would you choose to live in Memphis?" Amy and I, on our whirlwind interview rabbinic tour, had just left our Memphis interview, which was second of 5 cities we would visit. And Chicago was up next, and being Midwesterners, we figured it would be a natural fit. After our initial dinner with some of the Chicago congregation, we were quite happy with the prospect of living in the Windy City. Yet as we returned to our hotel that night, upon entering our room and prior to the extensive days of interviews following in the morning and other cities on the horizon, I looked at Amy and said, "We're going to Memphis." To which she responded, "You're right." At that moment, Amy and I just realized, which has been confirmed over the years, that Temple Israel embodies the overarching Jewish principles of God, Torah, and Israel. It's not because we live in the Bible Belt that God has such a strong presence here. There's a spirit that exists where new possibilities are encouraged to be uncovered, where people come together to impact each other in a community, and where an expression of faith can truly be lived each day through our actions to make a difference in ourselves and Memphis. Amy and I saw this firsthand upon our initial visit to Memphis, when clergy of all traditions linked arm in arm only 2 nights after the tragedy on Lamar Avenue. And last night at the University of Memphis for the Tear Down the Walls concert, as city and county struggle to do the morally just thing, to provide everyone with an equal opportunity to a quality education. There again, clergy stood hand in hand, using God's unified voice not just to dream, but to show what is possible. The formal and informal Torah, which stems from within and outside these walls, is truly awe-inspiring and enlightening. Rabbi Greenstein, as many know, is the quintessential teacher. Yet as a mentor over the past 3 years, he has not only taught me the how-tos of the rabbinate, but more importantly, he has pushed me to fill my own rabbinic shoes. From those within these walls to those on the softball field, from the basketball court to the allergist, from the personal grammar lessons to the late-night conversations, there's Torah that happens in this community in all facets of life. Each of the voices, the young ones, the adolescents, and the rest of us who still wish we were teenagers again, have taught me so many valuable insights about life, about God, about tradition, about leadership, about pain, and about joy. It is this Torah which creates a community where people are challenged to actually connect with Judaism, not just an idea of Judaism. Israel, more than the idea of a political state, rather Jewish peoplehood, is personified within this Jewish community. Rooted in its legacy, but not afraid of innovation, this congregation can seem overwhelming to the outsider. Yet Temple Israel, guided by extraordinary leadership and genuine people, offers natives and transplants alike a second home. Once entrenched, the care, the compassion, and the neighborly feel this congregation provides for each other in times of celebration or in times of distress, whether by a warm meal, a helping hand, or welcoming presence, is not the exception but the rule. Why Memphis? Because of Temple Israel. And we, Amy and the girls, have found this to be a fortunate shidduch. The Temple Israel, that not only we have chosen Temple Israel, but in return, Temple Israel chose us then and now again. Know that to be recognized in this fashion is very touching, and I truly appreciate it. I conclude with one last piece. There have been many times I've been late for dinner. I've come home at a different time than I originally intended, or have left abruptly for a temple emergency. Yet, Amy, behind the scenes, you've always held my heart. Over the years, I always watched this from back there with the bar and bat mitzvah, and I never thought, but you continue to encourage me in this path. And more importantly, made me a more complete and more aware individual. I adore you as a partner for your patience, your trust, and your heart. And as a mother to our two adorable girls, Zohar and Lila, you are a remarkable blessing. And I say this for the first time as a congregational rabbi now in Memphis for 3 years. I do look forward to many more years, y'all.